The federal government is diverting more resources to secure the border. We continue to follow reports that the Pentagon is shifting $1 billion initially meant for Army barracks to instead fund the surge of troops to the U.S. Mexico border. It comes on the heels of 4 months of sending thousands of troops, armored Stryker vehicles, Navy warships, surveillance drones, even spy planes, all in an effort to help Border Patrol agents stop the flow of drug smuggling and illegal immigration into the U.S. And as the agency celebrates its 101st birthday today, we're also taking a look at its future. NewsNation's Allie Bradley recently went behind the scenes at the Border Patrol Academy in New Mexico and now joins us live. So, Allie, there were really some big changes this year to the way those recruits are being trained.
Yeah, hey, Nicole. So one of the policies that was considered pretty controversial that was scrapped under the Biden administration is back in action. And agents that I talked to are pretty excited about it. We're talking about the offensive driving techniques or the pursuit policy. Border Patrol agents, once again, being taught these methods and techniques in the Border Patrol Academy. And that includes these pit maneuvers. So in order to stop smuggling drivers from taking off and leading law enforcement on a chase that puts everyone, including the communities, at risk, they've reinstituted these policies. The deputy chief of the academy tells us that approximately 2,300 trainees did not get certified for these driving techniques from May of 2023 to January of 2025. So I actually had more training on these tactics than those trainees who graduated after some instruction. I was behind the wheel and was actually able to pull off a few pit maneuvers myself. This, as Border Patrol, is actually the first federal agency to also issue micro red dot sights to all new agents. The laser sights allow the shooter to hone in on their target without taking the target out of their view, and also conceals that laser. For the first time, media was to use those red dots, give it a shot, and the precision from just using the iron sights versus this upgrade was certainly noticeable. Take a listen to what the deputy chief had to say about the visit.
I think we have highly trained instructors that do an excellent job. One, I take it personal. I believe when it comes to training the new agent, it's our responsibility to bring them the highest level of training and send them to the field as prepared as possible. There's very little room for error, if you know what I'm saying. We get put in different scenarios where you have less than a second to make a decision, and unfortunately, we can't get it wrong. So training is extremely important, and everything starts here.
Now, what we're told here is that agents who graduate from the academy undergo at least 164 hours of firearms training, Nicole, and that includes looking at those threat assessments, precision, and also, of course, their accuracy are those things that are metrics that they follow, Nicole.
All right, so some changes to training, but the administration needs to fill thousands of positions, 8,000 to 10,000. How is that effort going?
Yeah, they're actually seeing the highest level of trainee applicants in 15 years. So people are certainly stepping up to join the force here when it comes to the Border Patrol. By the end of this fiscal year, the Academy is expected to have seen more than 1,200 trainees going through that academy, and the number of people wanting to join, that number has jumped substantially as well. We've seen at least a 44% increase in those applicants when it's compared from January to April when compared to this time last year. One of those trainees, he served 11 years in the Army. He was actually a Green Beret and transitioned to the Border Patrol. Take a listen.
I've been incredibly impressed with the training up to this point. Specifically speaking, I'd say it's the scenario, the real live scenario. I think that live reactionary instance provides a lot of feedback for younger kids who have less experience. And even with my experience, I find it to be extremely helpful.
So what is the attribution for this big shift, the 44% increase? Nicole, the deputy chief, says a big shift in morale has to do with that. Agents signing on right now, they say they believe they can actually do the job they're signing up for. The deputy chief says that he's confident they'll get the numbers that the Trump administration wants. We can expect to see about 55 trainees each and every week for the foreseeable future going through the academy. Nicole.
All right, Allie Bradley live there from the border. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.